Hey, my name is Scotty, and in this tutorial I'll show you how to sketch this building here in one-point perspective using ink and watercolor. So I always like to start this sketch with the big main shape first and then go down to the details. So to get the main shapes in proportion, I use my fingers on the reference to measure. So I'll put my fingers on the width of the building, there, and then I'll lock my fingers and I'll turn, and I can see that it's not quite the height, it's about 1 1/4 to the top there. So come off the bottom of the page here, just so we have room for that pathway at the bottom. So make sure they're even horizontally. Now put a dot right in between those two dots there, and then a dot in between this one. So now we have the one length and we have a quarter there. So grab that one length, turning, and then that is about 1 plus a quarter. So grab that quarter there and put it up here. And then we come along from that top corner here and we put another dot directly horizontal across but above this dot here, and draw a line across like this. I'm going around some of the objects, there's a little bowl there. Now we outline the rest of the shape, and I compare to the side of the page to make sure I'm staying parallel. I'm letting it wobble with the roughness of the paper, and then across. And now we have that rectangle for the main shape of the building. Now the roof here, I measure again the width of the building at the bottom like I did before, and I'm putting it up the top. Oh, that looks about half of that height. Grab that and go up. And here is how high the roof goes. And then across here we go up half of the width again, but we go in a bit. So along the top we go along, but then see those little tile bits that go up, and link them up. Okay, awesome. So I'm happy with that building, and so that corner there, but a little bit higher, I'm thinking just about there. And then we'll connect these lines. And then we can come straight down for each side of the door, straight down. Move that across. I can see that it's about 1/3 of the width here. I put a little tiny dot, so this gap should be about the same height here. Mine's a little bit longer, the window, I think. Down here, and then going straight across, ignoring the flowers for now. And then let's draw from the side like that. I'm leaving a bit of gap where I think the border might be. So we've got a point here, here, and here. And let's join those up. Now go straight down, and then we join those dots. So we've got one going down and this one going down there, and that's where I can put the top edge of the border. And on this side put a dot there. So that will be our door. And let's draw a line down and across. Now we're going to do the detail. So what I'm going to do is simplify the tiles by just drawing lines down like this. Then in terms of the tiles here, what we're going to do is just go across. See, I've simplified them. They're a little bit smaller in the photo. Across there. So what I thought I'd do is draw one line straight right down the middle, and then we have those other two as guides. Hopefully this helps with this detail. And don't worry if it doesn't have a nice gap here, like a perfect gap that matches. Just do your best. A little bit more of a gutter system here that goes down and then on the bottom. And I'm outlining now. I can be really rough. Before I was being a bit straighter, now I can be really rough. One line segments, holding my pen here. Drain pipe going down there, so I'm giving that line some width. Now there's such beautiful detail is the blue, so I don't want to miss out on that at all. So when you're doing these frames of the windows, make sure that you give them a bit of width. And so I have even sides, and then we come down the side, down this way. And now it's almost like a little cloud, making sure it's not too narrow so I can put blue in there. You can make them slightly more expressive. Down. Door handle, don't forget that, have to get in. Straight lines now. it's attached to the wall, and this is sort of wonky. All in one line. And so instead of drawing every little rectangle, lots of little rectangles, we're making it a lot easier the way I'm simplifying this. So we're just going to draw a few little bricks, some lines here, and it doesn't matter if my lines are a little bit wonky and crooked. Draw lines like this, horizontal lines, a few horizontal lines like that, and then put some vertical lines. There might be some here. So the width of a brick, then the next layer in the middle. Okay, now we're going to do the watercolor. So I'm using a round 10 brush to do this watercolor. So I'm going to use lemon yellow. So I'm adding lots of water until it looks so pale. Go down to the bottom here, so it's very pale. Let's add just a little bit of cadmium yellow to there to give it that depth, even though it's not quite in the reference. Now the next thing is the roof. So the closest color to this orange is a burnt sienna. And now I'll add some cadmium red. And we'll drag it down, and as we get closer to the bottom, we'll add more saturation for that burnt sienna. So see, we're coming down to that point, some of the yellow in there, and start off at the top. Cadmium red is a light warm red, so it matches well with these. But then this building here, that looks more burnt umber, leaving a gap between the buildings so the colors don't mix together. Between the windows. Now what do we do as we come down here just to make it interesting? I think I'll add some Payne's grey. Be careful of that bit of light there. Now the sky here, I'm going to do that cerulean blue and then across the top. So I think the best thing to do now would be to let it dry. So I use my hairdryer on that. The turquoise looks a bit brighter when it dries, so I'm going to use that. But I still like leave little white gaps between the two. So, and the frames. There, what else? This side here, the left side. The wall down here. See how it doesn't matter if I went over the lines, it was just a big blob there. Down the downpipe. Just a little bit like that. And now let's do the dark section. So I'm not avoiding anywhere because of those little tassels that hang down. Whole door here. So it's a light warm grey. So the last colour to add for our block colours is the flowers. So I will use permanent rose. I might do an area like this and pull that colour and then add some dots. So where there's more flowers, I add an area, and I think that helps make the colours, you can see the colour more. So these areas are more on the top. Now we're using sap green, and now we're just dabbing it in between those flowers, little areas of green. A little bit of leaves around the bottom. So with shadows, I usually start with purple lake. You can use any shadow you like if you don't like a purple look. Make this side of the building over here in shadow, and then we're coming down and then across this roof. So you can exaggerate the angle. It's down here, but I might make it up there just so that that shadow can be seen just in the corner. I can still see some light around it. And then I'll straight line from here all the way across the window, and then up, and then underneath this one. These little dots there of flowers will be sticking out, it's reflected on the wall. Shadow across there, putting a shadow on the side here, and where else? Here. So the final touches, we're going to look at the blue little dots, and they're kind of random. So this is permanent rose, and that adds depth to that flat area of the colour. A little bit of cadmium yellow, and we can even add a little bit of a stroke there and here. So now we have burnt sienna, and this could have sputters, so I can cover up the yellow bit and tap your brush just a little lightly on your end of your hand there. If we add some of those in like that, and those, especially in the plain areas, just a few. So I have my Uniball Signo pen, which is a great pen for adding highlights on top of watercolor. But you go down here and we're just going to add tassels falling down. Very light. We'll be hitting a reflecting light, and it might not be in the reference, but we can add a bit of light on some of these tiles there like this. There's a reflecting line that just goes through the middle is blue, and then around the sketch just some random texture. So that's how I sketch this building in 1-point perspective using my loose ink and watercolor sketching technique. If you enjoyed this tutorial, please let me know in the comments. If you want the full tutorial without the cuts, it's a longer tutorial with more theory. It also has the templates you can download and the reference. You can check that out on my Patreon membership. Otherwise, there's another tutorial right here you can watch on YouTube. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you in the next one.